Hello everyone. Imagine walking outside tomorrow and finding the police replaced by the army. The courts are closed and the commander in charge has the power to restrict your movement, your speech, and even your liberty. This isn't a dystopian movie. This is a real legal concept called martial law. But what happens to the fundamental rights, the freedom of speech, movement, or life guaranteed by the Constitution when the military takes over? Today, we are breaking down everything you need to know about martial law. We will cover what is martial law and what it is not, the constitutional provisions, especially Article 34, the fate of your fundamental rights, Indian constant context, and landmark examples. Make sure to stick around because understanding this is crucial for every citizen. Let's get into it. What is martial law? In simple terms, martial law is a situation where military authorities take over the administration of a specific region. It happens when civilian law enforcement, like the police, is unable to maintain public order due to severe crises like riots, invasion, or rebellion. It is a body of firm, strictly enforced rules imposed when the state believes its normal functioning has failed. Key features: suspension of ordinary law. The regular laws of the land are temporarily suspended. Military trials. Civilians might be tried in military courts instead of civil courts. Restoring order. Its primary aim is to repel force by force and restore normalcy. Wait, is it the same as national emergency? No, this is a common misconception. National emergency, example Article 352 in India, declared by the President, covers the whole nation and acts within the constitutional framework. Martial law, usually localized a city or state, often not explicitly proclaimed in the constitution, and implies a total breakdown of civil authority. Martial law in the Indian Constitution, Article 34. Now you might ask, does India have martial law? India has never officially declared full scale martial law at the national level since independence. However, the Constitution does anticipate it. Article 34 of the Indian Constitution is the key. It deals with restrictions on rights conferred by this part while martial law is in force in any area. What does Article 34 do? Restricts fundamental rights. It allows Parliament to restrict or suspend Indian fundamental rights in a specific area when military law is in force. Provides indemnity. It empowers Parliament to indemnify, protect from legal action any government servant, military or civilian, for acts done during the restoration of order. This means if the army takes action to control a riot and the parliament passes an act of indemnity, you cannot sue them in court for that action. What happens to fundamental rights? So, if martial law is declared, are your rights completely gone? In practice, yes, they are heavily restricted. Freedom of movement, assembly. Curfews are absolute. You cannot hold meetings or move freely. Right to life, personal liberty, Article 21. This is the most crucial part. While Article 21 is sacrosanct during normal times, in a true martial law scenario, military courts may have the power to impose severe punishments including the death penalty for violating military orders, habeas corpus. The right to ask a court why you are being detained might not be functional. Case studies and examples. Let's look at examples. Historical example 1919 Punjab, British India. Following the Jallianwala Bagh incident, martial law was imposed by General Dyer. It prohibited public meetings, allowed for arbitrary arrests, and was used to suppress political opposition. Modern context AFSPA in disturbed areas. While we haven't seen total martial law, India uses the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958 AFSPA in disturbed areas. Under AFSPA, soldiers have the power to shoot to kill, search without a warrant, and arrest without a warrant. Global example Philippines 1972 to 1981. President Marcos declared martial law, which this martial law states led to widespread human rights violations, thousands of arbitrary arrests, and torture. To summarize, martial law is military rule during extreme crisis. Article 34 of the Indian Constitution allows for the restriction of rights and protects the army from lawsuits while they restore order. Fundamental rights, especially freedom of movement and speech, are severely curtailed. Is it always bad? Some argue it is necessary in times of anarchy to save the state. However, the risk of misuse is huge. The key is that it must be temporary and strictly necessary. What are your thoughts? Should the military be given such powers to restore order, or are fundamental rights too important to be suspended? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video very helpful, please like, subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you. Bye.